Welcome back to the lab. No progress to show you just at the moment on the little march that's on the hoist just there today, but one of my old mates has just turned up in the driveway. That's right, it's my 300ZX, used to be my 300ZX, short wheelbase, 5-speed slick top, twin turbo. Quite a tidy machine. It's got a different steering wheel from when I had it, different seats, some speakers missing. The just opening the bonnet, it needs some new ones of those, doesn't it? The new owner called into Hamilton to get some new tyres put on her and thought she'd come and say hello. So I'm just one-handing with the phone and hood propping and stuff. A few tweaks in here. Was 400 kilowatts, currently isn't, so that's not sure what's going on there. That depends on who's tuning it, I guess. We've extracted 428, I think was my record at the hubs at the back there. 428 kilowatts. However, when I sold the car to somebody else, a local tuner, didn't get much more than about 360 out of it, I think it was all he was happy to push it to. So like I say, that just depends upon the tuner. And then the guy that bought it from me, he then took it up to Auckland and it made 399.5 or something like that. It was 400 kilowatts, but it's been through a couple of hands since then, and unfortunately had an engine failure. Apparently one of the turbos blew a seal or something like that, pumped all the oil out of the motor and ruined the bearings and pistons and whatever. Apparently, I don't know all the full details, but this has been out and rebuilt. There's a few little bits and bobs that we've spotted just quickly, just having a glance over things. There's some evidence of some debauchery going on here with the radiator, and some very dirty looking water in there, no antifreeze, look like pond water for a freshly rebuilt engine. That's a bit of a concern, but that's going to be taken care of, I believe. And there's some interesting little errors like the air intake tube for the passenger side. They've not actually managed to get the silicone hose onto the tube. No hose clamps on there or anything. Probably they've pushed the silicone too far. It's the black one that's underneath this red one. We can't see it through the phone easily. They probably pushed the silicone too far onto the actual turbo intake and done that hose clamp up, and then not being able to pull it forward to get this one on, and then just flagged it, I guess, which is cool. It's driving around potentially sucking in rocks and everything. That's something that needs to be sorted. We won't be doing that. The owner will take care of that. But otherwise, she's looking pretty good. She's just, like I say, she's got some new tyres on there. There's the brand new inky wheels that I put on it just literally prior to selling it. Did one round of super lap and not much else, and sold it. Wing mirrors used to be silver. Door handles used to be silver. And it used to have red seats in it, and the red seats quite matched everything that was going on here. The silver matched with the silver, and the silver, and it all looked, I thought, pretty good. Annoyed some people, but that's fine. So there were quite a few unique modifications done to this vehicle that were a little bit before the norm. I won't say I was the first to do it, but beyond the time that I had this car, these things started becoming more common. A Hall effect trigger, that's a Bosch Motorsport, with just a single tooth on there instead of the crank angle sensor, and the trigger wheel on the main crank pulley down there with another Hall effect trigger down there, Bosch Motorsport one again, all running through the Link G4 plug-in, not a G4 Plus, it's a G4 plug-in ECU. It's actually it was a G4 Plus Pretty sure it was a G4 Plus. Oh, I'm getting confused now. It was a long time ago. It was actually a GTR ECU, not a 300ZX ECU. They didn't do one at the time, and then they did start doing one, and we put one into my wife's 300ZX, which was a G4 Plus. Inlet manifold. The runner for number 6, that's that one there, has been chopped out and replaced with the runner from number 1, so that it would be the same size and shape as all the other runners. Just purely out of fussiness, really. Probably didn't change anything performance wise, but it just made it look nicer, I thought, at the time. Radiator overflow catch tank definitely needs the cap tightened up, needs a polish, but that was a bit of a innovation that I did that wasn't really around at the time. You can buy those through AMS now. I believe they still make them. We sent them a copy and they sent us a batch back in return for being able to make them in the future. The battery was relocated from here. I did have a smaller battery in here and that was working fine, but I relocated it to the back of the car under this panel here to get better weight distribution. This car was really light on this wheel, very heavy on the front end compared to the back. Terrible balance overall compared to what we've achieved with the March, but pretty good for a vehicle of this type from this era. It wasn't bad. So yeah, good to see the old girl still going, still alive, looking pretty good. I'm not sure how much of this paint is still my original paint. Clearly not the door handles and wing mirrors. Does look as though some little defects I remember are still here. So the bulk of the paint is my original paintwork that was done quite literally in the garage behind the Bedford there. We've got underneath the back here, I'm sure she doesn't mind the license plate being in view. She drives it on the road. This is a diffuser that I made back in the day before you could buy them. Looks like the mufflers haven't been lined up properly when they've put it all back together. Rubbing on there. But yeah, good to see it. Better go and carry on with this carbon fibre bonnet you guys all want to see finished. Well, there she is. The old girl, still alive. For now at least. Hopefully it'll stay that way. Smell that beautiful clear carbon fibre resin. Well, it's not carbon fibre resin, is it? Yeah, that stuff. That. Except that's not that. Told you I was going to paint it. She's pretty rough. Just got told off. Dinner's ready. I'm smashing this on as quickly as possible. That'll be dry in the morning. I'll give it a very light sand and I'm just going to put some silver on it. That will be totally acceptable for what we're doing, for wrapping over the top of it. I mean, yeah, you're very close to that there. Flicky lights, poor focus. It's a little bit pinholey in places. That's why there's massive patches of primer. I just literally just laid it on there thick as to get into the little pores and fill those in. Of course, they're right in the front where it needs to be. Bang on. As long as that's smooth, shiny, wrap will go on there and it won't care about little pinholes. Sorry about those lights. They're awful. Right, it's late. I've got to go. Thanks for watching. Cheers, bye.